Hello everyone, and welcome to our Horizon Zero Dawn Let's Play. Today we embark upon our adventure with two old acquaintances.
That crazy Oseram tried to kill our Sun King, till the machine rider stopped him cold.
Little Spark. Name's Jira. I run this fine watering hole.
I like what you've done with the place. Something troubling you, Jira?
When the Karja fort opened, I got word that my husband had come looking for me. But only the word made it to the fort. He didn't.
You have a husband?
Kendert. Beat him in an arm wrestling match. I left him behind when I left the claim. Some metal sellers passed him at the bridge near the glare break. Seeing as you drift on the wind, Little Spark.
If I'm out that way, I'll look for him, but... do you want him to find you, Jira?
Ever have those mornings when you wake up without all the answers? Still, I'll be heading up to the fort to resupply. Luck on your travels.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the hunt. It does look like we do have a cart, obviously, that we're going to be pretty much following the tracks. Now, one of the nice things is that carts typically leave some really good imprints, and as you guys can see, we're not going to have any problems trying to locate this particular cart, but also the man that hopefully is bringing the cart to a certain position. Now, of course, once again, with carts, you probably can't go off-roading, but if this was a person, obviously that would be a little bit of a different story. You know, I would be asking the question of, why are they walking in the mud? Why are they tracking so many issues for everybody? Looks like there might have been a small little attack, as you guys saw. We did have some down machines.
End of the tracks. Well, that doesn't make any sense. What's around here? Someone's possessions. Kendert's? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell, or... there's enough blood to worry me.
Alrighty here. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we might actually have him injured. Now, of course, we just talked about how there was some machines back there, and obviously they were no longer a part of the planet, but eventually maybe we have some foul play going on, or maybe he just found himself kind of involved in some combat, and it took him just a moment to kind of recuperate, I can't imagine machines are typically very nice.
No more blood. Must have had time to bind his wound. This chest looks like it's of Oseram making. At least he's easy to follow. Just hope he's okay.
Alrighty here. Well, we're going to continue to try to follow, but obviously it does look like we do have some machines over here. I'm going to venture and say that they are definitely not going to be very nice. I think as we get a little bit closer, we're about to find some additional stuff, though.
The barrel. This scent reminds me of... yes, Errand's breath. That's Oseram blue. Did it roll down him?
Alrighty here, we actually have located our newfound friend. Obviously, I'm sure he's going to be very excited to see us, but I think as we get a little bit closer, I'm hoping that these machines over to our right that are making a tremendous amount of noise are, a little more preoccupied with the ground. Hopefully they're doing some grazing and that it really won't be a problem, but I think we're about to find out here before very long.
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you Kendert? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. A sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Karja priest, my goods scattered in a herd of tramplers. There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud. I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
Alrighty, well, unfortunately, it looks like we actually might be doing a little bit of archery at this particular spot. We obviously have some machines that are standing in the way between us and actually doing some recovery. But I'm going to slide all the way down here and see if we can't try to do this as stealthy as possible. But, you know, I make no guarantees with stuff like this. You know, when you got so many of these machines around, I figure it's best just to start unloading and taking them out. Alright, well, not really having particularly great luck, but I'm going to try to get some really good damage, at least to start with. Obviously, we about made 3 or so of them very angry with us, so obviously this is not going to be a very fun time, but we do have the high ground right now, and obviously we did learn from the Star Wars franchise that this kind of works out pretty well. Alright, so as of the moment, we do have a couple of them that are no longer a problem. Obviously, as we get a little bit closer, I think we're about to really find out if our skills are as good as we had hoped, though. Obviously, shots like that really don't make us look particularly great, but obviously we do have a pretty large boy over there that was trying to do a little bit of movement, but man, we are just lining up these beautiful shots right now. Poor guy's on fire, so kind of a him problem, not so much of an us problem. We do have some machines that are actually kind of feasting at the moment, so obviously that's going to be not particularly great for them, but we do need to try to actually locate these bottles. I'm going to try to do a little bit of crouch walk into victory, obviously. The only problem is that there's so much stuff on the ground that this might take just a moment, considering that we kind of really shot ourselves in the foot on stuff like this. Now, of course, it looks like we can actually identify them by just kind of going after the icons that are over here. Obviously, we also see on the ground that we kind of have a general idea of what we're looking for. Obviously, when you see a bottle, that's a pretty good sign that you kind of picked up the right item. Alright, so far we're doing pretty good. Obviously, we do need to find a couple more of them. I'm going to try to venture over just a little bit. Looks like there might actually be one straight ahead of us, just about 10 or so yards. Obviously coming up on that pretty quickly. Let's quickly grab this one. And then last but not least, it looks like the other one's actually right on top of the machine though. So obviously that's very interesting. It was a very interesting time for the machine to no longer be a problem. Actually, it looks like upon further investigation that was not the case. I'm going to venture and say maybe this other one's over here, though. Obviously, those machines kind of did pick apart the machine, stole all of my loot. I mean, what an absolute travesty. But I think we're going to be okay, though. Now, of course, let's head all the way back over to Kindert and obviously kind of give him all these bottles. Hopefully, he'll give us a reward, maybe a pat on the back. I don't know, something along those lines, but you never really know. You know, they could just be like, thank you, take the stuff, and then not say anything, or they could be incredibly grateful for all of our incredible archery skills. But I think before very long, we're about to find out if we're going to be rewarded, or if it's going to be some kind of pat on the back and kind of stealing all of our bottles that we worked so hard for.
Huntress, thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm, strips the grit out of a gear wheel.
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
Hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love. When Jira said she wanted to leave the claim, I consulted with the Ilderman. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
Little Spark. Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two will have a lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendrick wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the Ealderman.
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Carja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
The tribe. You can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank you? There'll always be a drink for you at Hunter's Gathering.
A machine's daemon did this. A machine's spirit did that.